Okay. That was very loud. All right. Welcome to another episode of Lost in Phoenix podcast. My name is Seamus McMahon, and today I am joined as always, by Joshua Powers. How you doing, bud?
Doing good, bro.
Good.
Very good.
Yeah. And as always, we are Lost in Phoenix, the band. Hopefully at some point in the future, we'll have a website where you can find songs and art that we do.
Yeah.
Or just right here on YouTube.
That's a nice logical progression, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm going to be taking a website development class next semester, so we'll...
It's going to be hugely useful.
Yeah.
We just do all this shit ourselves, like we were talking about, man.
Yeah.
That's the move.
It'll definitely be the move. But today we're going to be talking about something that's kind of vitally important to us as a band is songwriting.
Yeah.
And
you mean torture?
Yeah, I guess so.
You mean the best thing ever?
Sometimes. Yeah.
Both of those things.
Yeah, it's
the
a double-edged
juxtaposition
sword
between those is fucking always.
Yeah, it's difficult, but at the same time it's very fun.
It's like by far the most rewarding thing that I've ever like tried to pursue. Just like writing thousands of compositions, most of which just
never see the light of day.
Yeah, never see the light of day, but the practice of doing it. And it's like really interesting to see when you have like the breakthrough and you get like one good one and you're like super confident. You're like, oh, I could do this again. And then you fucking write 20 stinkers and then maybe you get another good one. And it's such a roller coaster.
Right.
Writing songs. It truly is torture, but it's truly so beautiful.
Right.
So you were saying off mic or prior to the start that you had a song that you were interested in making, but you don't know how to go about doing it.
Yeah.
It's like a high concept piece.
Kind of half and half. It's so we've been talking about like writing another song that's a little bit more popular of some kind.
Yeah, something you can get on the charts.
Yeah. Or try to at least.
Yeah.
Because I think it's always like it's like catching lightning in a bottle, where it's like you can work as hard as you can, but then sometimes it just doesn't pan out.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about it, and last night as I was laying in bed, I was thinking about it, and I was like, it needs to be like this, or there needs to be like this part to it, and then it just like started to come to me, like the beginning part.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, all right, that sounds really cool. How could I like get that into like a demo form?
Yeah.
Like, all right, I could try and play it, or I could find a sample of this, and then it just like continued to build.
Yeah.
Like as I was laying there about to go to sleep, and I was like, shit, I should like pull my phone out and try and hum it or something. It's like, no, I'm not gonna do that because I'm gonna not know at all what I'm doing in next morning. But I came out here and was trying to play it,
and was a beat?
Yeah, it's like it's this drum part that leads into like these building synths.
Oh, shit.
And then it's like it just builds and then it sustains after it builds.
Okay.
I think it would be really, really good just because it sounded good in my head while I was thinking about it. Yeah. It's like, damn, how could I do that? But I have no idea how to get it from my noodle up here.
Yeah.
Out into like the DAW or something like that.
Absolutely. That's the toughest. And it's funny that you say that because I actually had that same revelation the other morning.
Oh,
it was
really?
like 9 a.m. and I woke up and I think I went to use the restroom and then I laid back down. And then it came to me like this whole great verse in my head. Like it sounded like The Weeknd or something. Like it sounded like all the lyrics and the melodies were fully put together. It was like a hit song in my head. And then I'm like, oh, fuck, I gotta So I went into the other room. I picked up my guitar. And of course, I forgot all the great lyrics. Yep. I did remember the progression, so I was able to at least demo that.
That's awesome.
And then I laid back down, and then right as I laid back down, I had another idea about like a hook for it. I'm like, okay, let's do this again. So I got back up again, went to the other room, recorded the hook, and I heard it a couple days later. I'm like, it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be like something to work on.
Oh yeah, definitely. It could
maybe develop.
It would be weird if like your guitar idea like somehow worked in with my like drum and synth idea.
Oh man, what if it
that'd
was
be awesome.
some sort of fate intertwining thing? Yeah, because
that could be at 100%.
Oh,
because like I have a guitar riff in mind, kind of. It's like,
what key is it in?
Fuck if I know, dude. Yeah. It just I hear a sound, and when I play it, I'll be like, all right, that's it.
Yeah.
Especially for the synth part. because it's like the drums, I know what it sounds like. Mm-hmm. I know exactly how to play it, but my hands are like crack hands and I can't do it. So it's like, how the fuck am I going to get this idea that's like this like triplet snare head, like rim shot sort of sound, like come out by playing it, but I can't do it on my electronic drum kit because the sound's not right. Yeah. And it doesn't play correctly. So I'm like, how the fuck am I going to get this?
I think the way that we're going to do it, like the way that you're going to be able to get that is we got to like sit in front of the computer. Yeah. Like, and just build it from scratch. Just try
pretty much
1,000 different things and do it and rework it. Like, with my buddy who made Safe and Sound, that's how they did it. They just reworked it over and fucking over again.
Right.
And I think that's how we're going to ultimately do it. You know, we can record that little, you're talking about the little snare hit, and then you could record that to MIDI, and then we could line up the notes afterwards.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was going to do, was like find something similar within FL Studio or Ableton and just kind of like get it down to its basics. Yeah. Just to have it so I could kind of remember it. Because I'm gonna definitely forget about it, you know.
Dude, it's easy to forget about it, man. It's like that's another part of like the songwriting process that's just kind of it gets depressing when that's happened to you so many times. You think about all the things that could have been.
Right.
Like, if I just followed through with this idea, what could it have been? Yeah. It's very torturous. I think that we'll come up with it. I think, like, honestly, persistence is just key. You can't just be like, oh, well, it hasn't happened yet, I'm just gonna give up. You can't have that mind frame.
Oh, definitely.
It's just such a fucking, you gotta just have like some dog in you when it comes to fucking like trying to create greatness with audio.
Right.
There's no other way about it. If you fucking, because you're gonna fail so many times, tens of thousands of times. I've failed at it at least 5,000 times, dude. At least 5,000 bad ideas. I mean, and that's probably a conservative number. It's probably much greater. If I look through all my old notebooks and shit, it'd probably be like, whoa, dude, all these song ideas, all these lyric ideas, all these notes, these remember Tab?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was before I knew how to use FL Studio. That was it, dude. I would actually tab it out on paper.
Well, that's awesome.
It's crazy.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah. It's but now it's so much easier with these DAWs to actually put something down and craft something, you know.
Oh, definitely.
It's much better.
Yeah. So like you have a lot more experience in like writing songs, because I dabbled in it when I started learning guitar. And
but you were more like learning other people's stuff and like learning how to read and stuff, right?
Yeah. When I started learning how to play, it was definitely all cover music. And then when I joined like the school band that I had at the music school I was at, that's all it was cover music. We had one song that I came up with, and like everybody liked it, and we recorded it, and it was cool, but it kind of like, it was very repetitive. Yeah. Which I think kind of shows with the music that I've made over the past couple of years, where it's just like, here's the idea, here's maybe a variation or towards the end, but it's kind of the same thing all the way through. Yeah. Which I like, but like I need to get out of that, you know, like the process of having multiple musical ideas within a song is kind of difficult. Yeah. Especially for me, because I like sticking to one thing. Yeah, definitely. It's hard. Like you look at a song like Stairway to Heaven, or like or even Hotel California, you know, these masterpieces where it's like there's all these different variations and so many cool little things within it. It's like, that's what, to me, the ultimate goal is, to write something that like rivals that greatness. Right. Where it's just, I mean, it doesn't have to be that long, but I mean, that's what I want. Something that just, every part of it is exciting and interesting all the way through. And that's what I think is so hard to achieve. I think there's like a certain sophistication that really makes songs great. Right. You know. I guess I would agree. I think there's some songs that have that like, especially like pop music. It's built on repetition. Yes. You know, like extreme repetition to the point where it gets stuck in your brain. And then you look at, like you said, Stairway to Heaven, and I'm tired. I haven't been... the E-Gals. Yeah, that's it. The Motel. Yeah, Hotel California. They're kind of... It's like the same chord progression all the way through, pretty much. And then, especially in Stairway to Heaven, it changes for the solo a little bit, and then it goes right back, you know? Yeah. So there is that variation for that one part, and then it goes back and all this other stuff. So how do you, in your own writing, craft that sort of thing where you want it to be different, but you kind of want to have that same repetition because it's pleasing to the ear to hear the same thing over and over again.
Definitely.
Like, how do you feel about that? Fuck, you know, especially when you look at like Tool's latest album where they have 15-minute long songs.
Yeah.
And you hear there's like Tempest has one riff, but the way that Adam Jones kind of plays on that riff throughout the entire 15 minutes, it's like it's so different with every section.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he goes back to that one main thing.
He has like a home base.
Yeah.
For it.
So do you feel like that's kind of like what you're looking for when you're writing a song?
I think so sometimes, but then other songs like our song Sedona, I want to do more stuff like that where it's just interweaves out of like different keys. I like that a lot. Where it's like a perfect example of that is Queen, like Bohemian Rhapsody, or even a lot of their other stuff where it's just they're interweaving in and out of keys, and you don't feel like, even as somebody who knows music theory, you don't feel like, oh, this key change, that sounds kind of funky, because they do it so effortlessly.
Right.
And I like that in songwriting. So, I mean, there's a balance. Definitely am attracted to that. But I also like, repetitive aspects in my music. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, it's very subjective.
Yeah, it is.
At some point.
And every song is different.
Yeah.
So different.
Yeah, very, very different.
Yeah, it's never the same, dude. It's you hear two people talk about it, and there's never the same process. Sometimes it just starts out with one riff that you have for months and months or years, and you can't figure out what to do with it. Then one day, everything fucking happens, and you figured out the perfect way to complete it.
Right.
But yeah. Yeah. Or like the song that you wrote, Everything Else.
Yeah.
Great song. It's like just a very simple progression with that variation, but it just works. There's like a magic about it.
I guess so.
And I feel like that's something in songwriting that I always wanted to achieve, is like the magic.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't know about that song.
You don't know about? I think it's.
I don't know about that. I think it's
the first thing you ever showed me, man.
Yeah.
I like it.
Was it? It probably was.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. It's a great track, bro.
It's all right.
Well, there's another thing about songwriting that we could address is that totally doubting yourself. It's like you go from the highest highs to the lowest lows.
Right.
You're like, oh man, you just wrote this great song. You're getting great feedback. You're like, man, feeling pretty good. Feeling like I'm getting better at this. And then you just, that's fucking shit. I can't believe I showed that to people. I can't believe I ever thought that was good, because it's not. That happens all the time.
Right. Yeah, all the time.
All the fucking time.
That's how I feel about that song. It's like I liked it when I wrote it. I was like, damn, I want this to be really, really good.
Yeah.
I hope people like it. And the thing that sucks is anything that I've made in the past, like for myself, I've always wanted to share with people. And so I put it on Facebook and like on Instagram, like, hey, I made a song. Like, this is really cool. It's something that I don't do every fucking day. Yeah. Like other people that I know have like 6 songs that come out their ass. It's like, these are good, but I can tell you didn't really put a lot of time into it. And it's just like, they get hundreds and thousands of likes and comments from their family and friends that are like, this is really good. And then I don't get anything,
I mean, it's in what, that's great for them. If they can do that. And, some people are just prolific, and sometimes that their prolific nature leads to work that's good. Sometimes not so good, but it's, it's a good thing to put it out there. But I don't know. I think to really put out something you're happy with is like the most important thing, to be able to like show somebody something and you've put so much thought and you've tweaked it and you've really refined it to the best of your ability. Then I think that's where the greatness comes from. Right. Where it's like you show somebody something, you're like, it's airtight, dude. I've listened to it 1,000 times. I've listened to it on my phone, in the fucking bathroom, in the car. I fucking bounced out 1 million, different mixes of it. So it's airtight. Right. If you don't like it, then it's not for you. Right. But somebody will like it because I put a lot of fucking effort into it.
Yeah, that with the last song that I made for that college class I took over the summer. Yeah. I worked on that for weeks and weeks and tried to get this song like down perfectly, and there's all these different little things that I wanted in there vocally.
That was a great track, dude.
Yeah.
Is that the electronic one?
Mm-hmm.
That's a banger, bro.
Yeah, I fucking love that song. And I
came out really good.
Yeah, it really did, like, surprisingly. But I, like, did the same thing, put it on Instagram and Facebook, and showed it to my friends through, like, Discord and stuff, and they were like, dude, this is awesome, this is really good. And then one of my friends was like, oh, I'll put it into this other Discord where people talk about music. And he did, and I was going through the comments, he was like, this is shit, this is bad. I'm like, what? What's going on with these random strangers with this, like, really fucking good song? It's like,
but that's how it's always gonna be, though. There's
Yeah.
always gonna be. I mean, you can't really be a great artist unless a bunch of people hate you,
right,
and hate your shit, because people are gonna hate you for different reasons.
Yeah,
you know, it's just not their shit,
right?
You know? But there's a lot of people that like a lot of different types of music. I mean, there's so many people, you know, artists playing big venues right now, touring, making a good living, that are just kind of like niche artists.
Yeah,
you know,
like, give me some examples, because I'm not like
Earl Sweatshirt
crazy.
playing fucking Madison Square Garden.
Yeah. Yeah,
or
that's
like
fucking crazy.
Tyler, the Creator, playing stadiums. I mean,
right.
This guy Luke Combs, this random country artist I discovered, who writes these, like, I mean, it's not my style, but I mean, he's playing like Mercedes-Benz Arena, and I was surprised to learn that, like, that. So it's cool that, you know, there's an audience out there for everything.
Right.
If you, like, make something that's cool.
Yeah,
you have,
I guess
like,
so.
some good art and some good imagery behind it, I think it can succeed.
Right.
You know? So, I don't know.
I can definitely see that. I have to disagree that, like, Tyler, the Creator, is, like, niche at this point. I think he was, like, a couple years ago. But now with Flower Boy and Igor, he's, like,
really gone into the stratosphere.
Oh, yeah. It's fucking crazy. And then, like, Luke Combs, I don't like his music at all.
Mm-hmm. But you heard of him.
I've heard of him, yeah. And I don't like him, but I feel like he's, like, a very, very popular country music person at the moment, and has been for a couple years. But, like, some friends of mine went and saw Revolution, or The Revolution, recently. Mm-hmm. I had no fucking idea who that is.
Oh, is that Prince's band?
No. It's, like, it's some newer, like, rock group. I'm like... Yeah, I have no idea
Revolution
who they... I think it's Revolution with a V. Like, I have no idea who they are. But, like, one of my friends from high school went to see them. One of my sister's friends went to see them. Revolution. Like, yeah, a bunch of people I know went to see them. I'm like, who the fuck are these people?
Yeah. And, I mean, even, like, when I worked at that concert venue out in California, I mean, some of the... You know, you see that... You know, it was a lot of, you know... mostly really famous bands that went through there that I'd heard of, but then there was some where I would look at the calendar, I'm like, I've never heard of this person at all. Like, who are they? And then they would come, and there'd be a lot of people there to see them. They would love and know their shit. And that was, like, definitely a really eye-opening experience for me, that, you know, you can have some out there shit.
Right.
People will come fuck with it if you get it out there.
Right.
You know?
So, like, you're saying, like, there's an audience for everything, sort of.
There really
sort
is,
of deal.
dude. And I think with the internet, that's only expanding, you know.
Right.
Like, look at how popular basketball is in China. I mean, maybe they're not going to get it because of certain bullshit that's going on right now, but, I mean, it just goes to show you that, you know, you don't have to necessarily confine yourself to America anymore.
Right. Yeah.
You know, the internet's it's global, man.
Oh, definitely. There's a lot of, like, Japanese artists that I love so much that they make, like, super niche music, because especially over in Japan, that's their whole thing, is you find something you like and you live that. You know, you find, like, if you're into rockabilly music in that style, you live that. You know, you style your hair like that 50s 60s rockabilly style, and wear leather jackets. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. Or if you're into like idol pop, you live idol pop. You go to all the shows, you have all the pictures, you dress like them. It's crazy.
Being a rock star or a pop star is the closest you can get, besides like being a religious leader, to like that godlike status.
Right.
They're like treated like gods.
Oh, definitely.
It's strange, but it happens. There's something like very unifying too about a show. You know, it doesn't matter how politically divided our country can be. Like, you go to a show and there's a cop right there. Fucking, who just loves the music, and there's a stoner right there. There's fucking every walk of life, and they're like, we can agree that this band kicks ass right here.
Right.
You know?
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, to that point, like, I think some people even appoint themselves as gods. You know, like Kanye did.
Kanye.
Yeah. Like for a long time, he believed he was a god. You know,
fuck.
for like what was it? 5 years, something like that. He constantly said, "I am a god," to the point where he has a song that is Black Jesus or something like that, where he literally says that he's the next coming of Christ.
Mental illness, bro.
Yeah, at that point probably.
Yeah.
I think that was right before his car accident, or maybe right after, because he got into a bad car accident that started all the craziness.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he has found God now.
Apparently.
Apparently.
I'm gonna suffer through this album, dude.
No, please do. We're gonna talk about the new Kanye album over on a Working Title podcast if you want to listen to that, because I've got some things to say. You're gonna have some things to say.
I have some things to say, and I'm curious.
Definitely.
My mom is very religious, so I'm definitely gonna text her and see. Like,
oh, really?
You know, because she's very plugged into the Christian community. She watches a lot of preachers.
Oh, okay.
You know, on YouTube. She loves that shit. She loves that world. So I'm gonna ask her to listen to it, or just I want to get her reaction to see if she's like, "Oh, well, what, he thinks he can be like Christian now?"
Mm-hmm.
And then if she says that, I'm just gonna be like, "Yeah, you know, that's the whole basis of your religion is, you know,
it's welcoming in new people,
welcoming in new people, no matter what they've done in the past.
Yeah.
If you accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, you will instantly be forgiven for all your sin." Amen.
Oh man, that's like the worst rule.
Yeah,
that's so dumb.
Yeah,
it's understandable, but I don't know.
Yeah,
but like, what do you think his process is when he writes a song?
Oh shit, I don't know, man. He's definitely
because he's got people that work for him that write his songs. Definitely,
yeah,
especially now.
Oh yeah, now I think it's when you reach that level, it's definitely becomes much more of like that pop star camp style of songwriting, where you just get a bunch of great minds in one place and, you know, try to put together the best art possible, which I think that's cool.
Right.
I think that Kanye definitely has created a lot of art, great art on his own merit.
Oh, definitely.
It was just him being in the driver's seat, creating it, calling the shots. So I think that he definitely is. I consider him to be very great, very prolific.
Yeah. From
his past work. But what I think his process is like, I don't know, dude. God, can you imagine being inside that mind?
Yeah. I'm sure he's got like 50 million different things firing at the same time.
Got a lot of ideas, dude.
Yeah. He's going to be president someday. Dude, he said he's running in 2024.
Oh my God.
I don't know about that. It'll be fun to watch. I'm not going to vote for him if like he's even allowed to, you know. After whatever happens with this current president, if he's even allowed to run.
The president has been set. Now you can be a very famous entertainer and run and have a legitimate shot at winning.
Oh, definitely. I mean, that's been a thing since Reagan. He was a movie star, and that's what his whole platform was you know who I am, so vote for me, basically.
It's a popularity contest, really.
It 100% is. Yeah. You don't have to agree with their policy. You just have to like them as a person.
To, you know, the person who's really in charge of the fate of so many people. But
yeah,
Kanye 2024, man. Woo!
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, man.
It's gonna be crazy.
He's gonna, you know, if he runs, he's gonna run as a Republican. So it'll be wild to see if, you know, guys who talk like this, big trucks, lifted trucks, chewing tobacco, cigarettes, Luke Combs. I'm voting for Kanye, motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
He's my president.
You're my president. Jesus walks right into that motherfucking Oval Office, man.
Oh man, that's a good song.
That is a great song.
It's a good song. You haven't listened to the entire thing, have you?
What?
To the entire
no.
Jesus is King album?
No, I listened to the first song.
Okay. There's it's like the third to last track. I can't remember what it's called. It's really fucking good.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, how many great songs would you say are on this album? Like songs that you would like go back and listen to years from now. You're like, that's a good fucking Kanye song.
Is there
any?
Two.
Oh, there's two on there.
Yeah, there's two.
Oh, that's good.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there's two. No, there's three. There's three. Yeah, I think we'll get to it on Working Title podcast once you finish listening to the album. But I'd have to say that there's three that even just within its release, I've gone back and just listened to those songs and be like, yeah, that's a damn good song.
I wonder this is just like a funny hypothetical situation. what would happen if somebody at one of his, he's gonna like be with Joel Osteen. You know who that is? He's like a big Christian preacher in Texas.
Oh yeah.
Like I just read that he's gonna be at that church, that stadium.
What?
Wouldn't it be crazy if somebody, hypothetical scenario, somebody put on that song he just did with Lil Pump? I'm a sick fuck. I like the quick. I like getting my dick. Like he just put that on and then he replayed that song in front of everybody.
That would be hilarious. That's not on brand for Kanye right now, though. You know,
he's definitely not.
He's like crazy Christian.
He's leaning hard into that lane, but I mean, he feels that way.
Yeah, I think he does. Which is
said something about like being married to Kim Kardashian is like being married for 500 years or something. You hear about that? I can imagine. Yeah. Imagine being in that family. Oh my god,
it's fucking crazy.
You get all the money you want, but you got to deal with like so much
weirdos,
crazy fucking shit.
Yeah, it was his daughter that wanted to go to church.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She was like, it was his daughter and his mother. Or no, his mom's dead.
Yeah.
So it was somebody in his family that introduced his daughter to church.
Oh, okay.
And she was like, I want to go to church. And then he was like, all right, I guess we're going. And then found Jesus that way. And it's like, all right. I mean, that's a good reason.
Yeah.
You want to have like a better value system for your kids and whatever, but
I bet he'd be a cool, like if you could spend a whole day with him, I bet you'd have a really good time.
Oh, probably. I'm sure he does some like crazy shit.
Fucking eating bald eagle eggs at those Illuminati meetings, dude. Cracking that bald eagle.
Yeah, it would be cool to see inside his like design studio and all the different people working there.
He's probably got the most awesome studio, like recording studio.
Oh, definitely. Oh man,
he's so cool to have that much money just so you can put together like the most insane setup.
Yeah,
like not just like all the best audio, but like just really setting the tone. Like all the nice couches, the nice linens.
Yeah,
fridges full of your favorite beverages.
Probably.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know where to go. So, like, when you write a song, how long does it take you to get from initial idea to like a demo sort of thing?
Oh, shit.
Like a finished, quote unquote finished demo, to where it's like, all right, here you have a good idea as to the beginning, the middle, and the end of the song.
Shit, well, like on our song I Want It Now, that came, the whole arrangement and everything pretty much came in like 5 or 10 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Sorry, I was watching a podcast and I heard a guy, he sang one note. And I was like, oh, that's kind of an interesting note. And then I got on my guitar, and then the whole thing came out that, like, right away.
Okay.
So that happens like that sometimes. When I used to engage more in writing under the influence, certainly I would be able to, like, sometimes write, like, 2 or 3 songs in a night.
Oh,
like,
really?
Fully, like, demoed out, complete. I mean, if I actually went back and listened to those, I'd probably have to go back and tweak a lot of things. It probably wasn't like, I mean, some of them, maybe there was some good stuff to begin with.
Right.
But now I tend to take the long road with them. I'll like demo something, and if I deem it good enough or worthy enough to become a song, I'll put it through all of my vigorous, I have a lot of negative, things to, I impart a lot of negativity on all of my work now, which I didn't as much back, but I do that now because I want it to be airtight,
Right.
I don't want anybody to be like, say anything about something I show them that I haven't already thought about.
Right. Yeah. Like the snare's too high or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, I know it's too high, motherfucker. I put it there. No, not that. But, so it's different every time, but now it tends to take a bit longer. I put them through the ringer, I guess.
That's good.
Yeah. How about you?
If I could ever get something from idea to a finished demo, that would be nice. Because I don't have anything.
I think you should, especially as we start, getting more members and shit, I think that you should start doing it more.
I try all the time.
Just bring it in. Like, be like, I would love to like come in here and have you be like, I got this. Let's work on it. Totally and completely.
Right.
And just flesh it out to the end and just see what happens with it.
Yeah.
I think you doing that more it'll not only like build your confidence with it, but it'll just be good. It'll be like a good exercise. You'll have like a lot of like equity in making it good. Like we'll work on it, then we'll both leave, and you'll like think about how you can make it better, and it's a good process, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I've tried multiple times to like sit down and be like, all right, here's an idea, let me try to build on this, and then it's like software mishap, or all right, well, there's this one sound in my head and I can't quite get it, and I'm like doing all these different effects on this one sound that kind of sounds like it, and I just can't get it, so like it super frustrates me, and then I get
torture.
Really
I would
mad.
never recommend anybody ever start doing it. Like, really. I mean, it's awesome and it's fun, but like to think that to think of it in any sort of romantic terms, like, oh, I'm gonna be like a great songwriter. Like, it's not that at all.
No,
it's like love. It's brutal and fucking dirty, and it's cool at first. Like, writing a great song is like a relationship that lasts. It's like, it starts out, it's really great, first couple weeks of the relationship. Things are so good. You're lovey-dovey, you're kissing, and then eventually you start finding out some shit about the other person. You start farting in front of them. These certain barriers get crossed. And that's like the same thing with a song. It starts out, it's this cool idea, it's so exciting, and then you start to poke holes in it. And you're like, oh, this could be better, that could be better. And then ultimately, like if you're in a relationship, you get married and have a long, successful life. That means you wrote a great song. The parallel to that would be a great song. Or most songs end in divorce.
Right.
Most songs end in divorce.
Yeah.
But
sadly, what's the statistic? It's like 60% of all marriages end in divorce at this point.
It's probably somewhere around there. I wonder what percentage of songs.
It's probably about the same.
Probably, bro. So much.
Yeah.
So many bad relationships. So many bad songs.
Yeah. It definitely, it feels like that sometimes.
Yeah. But I'm never gonna fucking quit, dude. I'm trying to achieve mastery in the craft of it.
Right.
I don't know how long it's gonna take. I don't know if I'll ever be satisfied, but that's what I want. I want to be great, and I want that greatness to be unfucking deniable to anybody that hears it.
Oh yeah.
That's what I want. Will I achieve that? Who knows? But I'm gonna work hard at it, man. Yeah. And that's it.
That's definitely a good way to see it.
Yeah, that is, bro.
That's a good stopping point too.
Indeed.
I think so.
Thank you for
with some words of wisdom.
Yeah. Thank you for suffering through.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing your wisdom, because it's definitely something I need to hear a couple times every month or something.
Yeah, definitely.
Like a lot, because it's difficult.
It's fucking hard.
Yeah.
Feels like you're alone too.
Yeah.
A lot of the time with it, you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
You're not alone. All right, Seamus, great podcast, brother. Let's wrap it up for these folks.
Listen. All right, so thank you for listening to this episode of Lost in Phoenix podcast. We are Lost in Phoenix, and we'll catch you next time on the next episode, talking about who knows what.
God knows what.
We'll tell you when we get there, because it's always changing.
That's right.
Bye.